What's up, guys? Welcome back. I'm here at Rick Henrik Lexus in Charleston, South Carolina, checking out this brand new 2024 Lexus GX550. It is redesigned, it is brand new, it doesn't look anything like the previous generation. And yes, today I'm going to take you on a complete tour of this vehicle. We're going to check it out from the front, check it out, see what powers up this thing, then go around and see the capacities, the technology, and finally the test drive. So if you like watching videos like this, don't forget to check out the rest of my channel, hit that like and subscribe button, don't forget to turn on that bell notification ring bell. Now let's get back to this. GX was first introduced in 2003, then redesigned in 2010 for 2011 model year. So for the last 14 years, we had one generation. That speaks really highly of Lexus because people were still buying it last year and they still loved it. Now we're going to see what's going to happen with this, but Lexus took a different approach than on the previous redesign. Previously, they built off the previous generation. Now they basically did a clean swipe, clean slate, and introduced this. Yes, it has a brand new platform that it shares with the Lexus LX600. It also shares it with the Toyota Sequoia, Toyota Tundra, and the upcoming 4Runner. So it shares it with several different vehicles from Toyota and Lexus. And as far as the design, you can see it is completely different. It's not what we were used to, the smooth, rounded lines. None of that still exists on this vehicle. You can see, as far as the design, you have this flat hood with this big dent right here in the middle. That there's actually a purpose of it. I'm going to talk to you about it when I'm driving. And as far as the lights, of course, the triple beam LED headlamps. Underneath here you'll see the daytime running lamps and the turn signals. And I'm not sure what this is, right? This is kind of a silly thing, but you know, some people say, why is it not open? Well, I was listening to an interview with the Toyota engineer when they introduced the Tacoma, and he said that if they opened it up, it would actually hurt the aerodynamics of the vehicle rather than help it. So maybe that's the same thing with this. But if you can get a close-up of this right here, it also has the headlight washing system that pops up and keeps keeps the headlights nice and clean. And of course, they redesigned this spindle grille that Lexus have. It's not as wide right here at the bottom. As a matter of fact, they kind of took away the bottom portion of it. And yes, this is more of a satin black. You have the big Lexus logo right here in the middle, behind which a lot of the safety components hide, the Lexus 3.0 sensing. And it's finished off right here at the bottom in this matte black cladding. But of course, what's also different is what's underneath the hood. So let me pop it up and let's check it out. Well, let's check this out. So underneath the hood of this brand new 2024 GX, you'll find a twin turbo 3.4 liter V6 engine that produces 349 horsepower, 479 foot-pounds of torque, and it is mated to a 10-speed automatic transmission. Of course, it is four-wheel drive. It's a full-time four-wheel drive vehicle. Now, for those of you who are missing the old V8s, the old V8 produced 301 horsepower and 329 foot-pounds of torque. So this is more powerful than the outgoing V8. And you know, as far as the setup right here underneath the hood, everything is in place. Typical Lexus fashion, nothing is out of place, everything is covered, looks pretty good. You have the struts holding up the hood, you have some sound insulation underneath here. That should make for a really nice and quiet ride. And as we go around the corner of this vehicle, I just want to mention that this is a base trim for the Lexus GX550. This is the premium trim. They have the Premium, Premium Plus, Luxury, Luxury Plus, and Overtail Plus. So standard equipment on it. Let's take a look at the wheels and tires. We have 20-inch wheels. They're finished off in this nice shiny gunpowder metallic color, and 265 by 55 Yokohama Geolanders. That's the standard equipment. When you take a look at the surroundings of the wheels, you'll see that they're not rounded off, just like the rest of this vehicle. Everything is square, everything is different than the previous gen. They're painted in the same color as the rest of it. And then down here, you have a set of side steps, mirrors, nice big mirrors with the turn signals in it. A lot of visibility for driver and passengers. It is pretty tall. I mean, I think it's about 74 inches tall, about 75 with the roof rails, and the total length of this vehicle is 197 inches. And that's important to mention because it is about 3 inches smaller than the Lexus LX 600. It is about 8 inches shorter than the new Lexus TX that came out. But what makes this different that this is body-on-frame design. This is not a unibody construction like you've seen on the TX, and it's not as expensive as you've seen on the LX model. But overall, let me know what you think about the shape of this vehicle. I like it, and you know, this is probably going to fit right in between that Land Rover Defender shape and the Mercedes-Benz G-Wagons. Now, the Land Rover Defender, it's a great vehicle, but it's probably going to break down every other day. The G-Wagon is so expensive that it puts it out of range for most of the ordinary people. This is $65,000. Not a bad pricing. But look at the back. Virtually straight down. We have this nice gate spoiler with the third brake light, exposed wiper right here, and so typical to Lexus, blade light that glows, that goes across the entire vehicle. Lexus spelled out GX550 on one side. We have the all LED lights, completely different than what we used to. And this is a start button. No, just kidding. This is where the tow hitch hides. So yes, you have a tow hitch as a standard equipment on this vehicle, and it actually can tow 9,000 pounds, just over 9,000 pounds, depending on the trim. That varies by a few pounds here and there. But it's the best in its class right now. What's also interesting that Lexus kept this. You can open the back glass by itself without opening the entire gate. And by the way, this was one of the things that I didn't like on my Lexus GX, which I owned 3 of them before, that the gate would open up like the door. That's no longer the case. Now we have the gate that opens up just like the regular SUV. It opens up. Let's check out what we have on the interior. Now we have the gate open. As you can see, I'm 6 feet tall. I fit right underneath here, but you can make some adjustments. You can make this gate not go as far high in case you have a lower garage. It has the lock and close button right on top. And let's take a look on the inside. Well, a couple of cool features on the inside that it actually, right on the side, you have the 120 volt 400 watt outlet, the regular household outlet that you can use in case you're tailgating or something. Then you have a tiny little bit of storage underneath here. The spare tire, by the way, is underneath the vehicle, and this is the roominess that you have with the third row seat that's folded down. Now, this one doesn't have the third row seat power feature. You have to go to the Luxury or Luxury Plus to get it. But if I get the seats up, it's not very hard to do. Now, it definitely limits the room in here. And that's only just over 10 cubic feet. So definitely much smaller than even the, smaller TX, which has 20 cubic feet of room. Well, I'm going to keep the seats up because I'm going to try to see of how much room there is once I sit in them. Let's take a look and see how much room I have. I'm sitting in this middle row seat. I'm 6 feet tall. I have about 2 inches above my head. I'm not touching this front seat, which I mimic the driver's seat. I adjusted it to the same position. So plenty of room. There's no shortage of it. 3 people can fit in the third row seat or the middle seat. And if you don't have a third passenger, you can fold down this and have an armrest with the cup holders. Now, if you think this is leather, it's not. You have to go to the higher trim. So Lexus is using the new line material, basically, which is their man-made leather. And if you look at this middle console, you know, it has a display that has the temperature control, so your own controls for the rear ventilation, and you have the 2 USB Type-C ports. You also see that there's a slide bump because, yes, it is a 4-wheel drive vehicle. Seat back storage in both driver and passenger seat, and you have some illumination right on top. And if you are looking for the vents, they are actually up on top, not as usually most of the vehicles have it in the middle console. So second row seat, that's fine. Let me see if I can even fit in the third row seat. Well, let's get in the third row seat. All you do is pull on this and the seat kind of forward tumbles, and now I can access the third row seat area, which is interesting because when the seats are actually folded up, all you have to do is pull on the back of it on the bottom, and there you go. You have a third row seat. Now also the big headrest. All right, plenty of room if I don't have the seat in front of me. However, if I wanted to do this, smash. All right, so definitely a seat designed for smaller people or kids. I would definitely not feel comfortable going on that cross-country trip. And as always, we're gonna do the quality check by checking the sound of the closing door. Boom, nice and solid. Lexus does not come up with a product unless they know it's good. And you know, as far as the front door panel, we have the window mirror lock controls right here. Of course, your door handle, some padded materials on the side, but most of it's pretty hard plastic. You have a little bit storage down underneath, and the speaker. This is non-branded stereo, which means it's a Lexus Premium stereo, but it's not Mark Levinson or anything like this. And as far as the seats, you know, the front seats, nice and comfortable. You have several different adjustments on it. So you have the power seats on both driver and passenger sides. And let's jump inside. I'll show you the rest of this interior. And here it is, guys, the brand new Lexus GX interior. It doesn't look anything like the previous generation one. Lots of screen space right here. And let's hit that start button. Let's see how that thing comes to life. Of course, it's got the fully digital instrument cluster, fully digital and large screen. Of course, 14-inch screen as far as the infotainment. We're gonna start actually with the steering wheel right here. I like the steering wheel. It's the nice size, even though it's a little small for a truck. It has the pedal shifters right in the back. You have this satin look as far as the Lexus logo. Nothing is too shiny. And as far as the buttons, what do we have? On the left-hand side, you have the volume control. You have the back button, phone pickup, phone hang-up button. You have the up and down and select feature. That's to control what's going on in the instrument cluster, as well as on the right-hand side, you have controls for your dynamic cruise control and different modes for your stereo. Well, let's take a look. Of course, attention assist. If you can see those lights blinking, they're actually not visible to me, but the camera picks it up. And this is the instrument cluster. Well, let's see what we have. So in the middle right here, you have this a big tachometer with the speedometer displayed in the middle. You have the compass on one side. I have a feeling that we can customize all that, and let's see what's going on. So yeah, we have 3 different displays, as you can see at the bottom. One, click OK to customize, and then yes, we can see that we can put adaptive cruise control, map 1, map 2, blank in the middle, driving support, map 1, let's leave it like this. And then as we move to the different screens to the left, let's say right now we have the Sirius XM playing, but that can be changed to the drive info, traction monitor, pitch and roll. That's if you're doing some off-roading, trailer brake if you're towing something, auxiliary gauges. And we can also change what's going on the right-hand side. We had a compass, audio, drive info, traction monitor, basically the same thing as we had on the left-hand side. You can just move them around. And yes, this is the way I like it. Let's leave it. We have the map in the middle, compass on the side, and we're gonna exit meter display. So a lot of customization. You also have the temperature and the time that's going on in here. Big screen, 14-inch screen. So this is the newest Lexus interface. This is the newest technology, kind of divided into two screens. As you can see, up on top we have the navigation. Let's see if it's got the built-in navigation. That's really nice. Normally Lexus wants you to subscribe to the cloud-based navigation. We have the media, so of course the FM, AM, Sirius XM phone. You can connect your phone wirelessly, and of course it has wireless Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. Here's your vehicle settings, driving assist, trip information, off-road information. Let's see what that is. All right, so you have the pitch and roll, and right now we're in the four-wheel drive high, the normal mode. There's different modes that you can change. And on the sides here you can have the brake and accelerator, so you can see where the power is going, whether you're braking or accelerating. Sometimes that can be confusing, especially if you're trail riding it. And then settings on the vehicle, you can set it up for the as far as the different profile. Right now we're in the guest profile, but if you were to set up your own profile, and every time you go to even a different Lexus vehicle, that would adjust the settings to your profile basically. Let's go back here. Anyways, driving assist, trip information, tire pressure, vehicle alert. This one doesn't have any of the ambient lighting. I believe the highest trim level, they have the mood lighting that adjusts with the different themes of the vehicle, not on the premium model. Now the bottom portion of the screen is your climate control. So you can see we have the heated and ventilated seats. We have the dual zone climate control in the front, separate for the back. Volume and power button. Here's your rear window defroster, front window defogger, and right now you can open this up. Climate concierge, you have the S flow, direct air only to occupied seats, which is interesting, so it doesn't blow on the empty seats. Eco, heat and cool, and de-icer, all those modes can be turned on. And moving down here, you have the vents, of course, and this is how you open and close them. Down here, one of the features that I'm not really sure of what it's for is this. This is not a wireless charger. This is basically, I think it's a phone stand. You can put your phone in here. That slides as well. Anyways, but if you were to put your phone and was standing still, I guess you could use it as a phone stand. We have the two USB Type-C. You have the 12-volt power outlet. And you have the mode select button on the other side. Let's see what different modes we have. So we have the sport, normal, and eco as far as the drive modes. I'm actually going to leave it in sport. And then you have the traction control. You can turn that off. Tow, haul mode, and ECT second. It starts with the second gear. Now, regular shifter, I like that they didn't change that to the push button shifter or anything like this. You have the electronic parking brake, brake hold, and then you can lock your central diff. Now if you went for the overtrail model, you can also lock the rear diff in addition to the center one. And this is a full-time four-wheel drive, so you can do H4 push to L4, so you can either do it in high or low modes. Push it to change it. Not sure why they did it like this. And what else do we have? This particular model has been upgraded with the head-up display. This is not a standard equipment on the premium model. You have to go to the Luxury Plus, I believe, to get the head-up display. Overall, nice dashboard. Do we have the digital mirror? No, this is a regular mirror. We have the home link system, 3 different settings for that. Regular sunroof, okay, let some air, let some brightness inside the cabin. This is just the light controls, and then we have the illuminated mirrors in the visors. Other than that, almost pretty much it. Oh, here it is. There is a space behind here, like a little shelf, but it's not big. I mean, you can just throw something in here and forget it probably. But overall, a good design, nice design. Let me know what you guys think about the design of it. Do you like this one, or did you like the previous generation better? Now let's talk about pricing and take it for a spin. Here we are, guys, behind the wheel of this 2024 Lexus GX. I can't hide it. I'm really excited to take it for a spin and let you see how it drives. This is the base trim. This is the premium model, starting at $64,250. The second trim is the Premium Plus, $69,250. Then we have the Luxury at $77,250, Luxury Plus $81,250. Over Trail $69,250, and then the 77 250 for the Over Trail Plus. Now the biggest difference with the Over Trail, that this is more off-roady based vehicle. It has a smaller wheels. It has 18-inch wheels with the bigger tires on it. I think it's 33 inches tire on it. It also have the rear differential lock. So if you are planning to do some of the off-road driving, that might be the trim for you. If you think about it, that's $5,000 more for the base to base one. Now, of course, the Plus is going to give you more amenities, more features on the vehicle, but they're all going to drive virtually the same. Maybe a slight difference in drive because of the tire sizes, but definitely not much. Here we have this parking lot right here. I'm going to see if I can do like a 360 and see how this vehicle turns, if I can even turn around in this tighter space. This is a body on frame construction, 197 inches in length. Drives fine. Yeah, no issues as far as driving it. All right, make a full circle. Let's take it on the road. Now, I mentioned when I was doing the front end of this vehicle that there is a purpose, that there is a reason for this indent, and I'm just guessing. This is not even something that has been confirmed. This is just my guess, that they're doing it to increase the visibility of the front end of this Lexus. Because, you know, if the hood was high up, just like it is on pretty much all of the SUVs, if it was high up, you wouldn't be able to see what's going on in the middle. Here, you can see the corners really clearly. You can see what's going on. So especially if you're parking, like this particular one, it doesn't have the front view camera. We're gonna see of how it accelerates merging in traffic. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, by the way, you know, it shares the same engine as the LX 600, except it has been detuned because, of course, the LX makes more horsepower. It also shares it with the Toyota Tundra non-hybrid version. Now, most of them have the hybrid options then for higher output vehicles. So now we'd have the Tundra iForce Max. I don't know, maybe at some point Lexus will come out with that as well, because you can see that, you know, it seems like it's a trend. You have that Tacoma with the regular iForce and the iForce Max, same thing with the Tundra, same thing even with the regular TXs. You have the non-hybrid and hybrid versions of it. Maybe that's going to be something that's coming out for the GX as well. But overall, a great driving vehicle. You have a good visibility. The mirrors are kind of an awkward shape, but you can see very clearly in what's going on in the back. I like this instrument cluster and what's going on here. You have all of the information that you need and basically nothing that you don't. And you sit up higher. It doesn't feel any less powerful than the outgoing V8. As a matter of fact, it is more powerful, you know, number-wise. We already talked about this. But sometimes when you get to a smaller displacement engine, when you go to the less number of cylinders, you can definitely feel the difference. And that certainly is not the case in the Lexus GX550. Matter of fact, I think it actually feels, to me, more powerful. Now let's see. This thing goes. Oh yeah, no issues, guys. 50, 55. There's no question that this is a quick and capable vehicle. I am so glad that while changing the overall shape of this, while making it look different, it still has that very Lexus-like feel on the inside. And again, I'm so glad that this is the base trim, so you can only build up from here. So hopefully you found this video helpful and you learned one or two things, and if you did, then I have done my job. So thank you very much for watching. If you like videos like this, don't forget to check out the rest of my channel. Consider subscribing, hit that like button, and don't forget to turn on that bell notification ring bell, because there are more videos like this that are coming out very soon. I'll see you in my next video. Cheers.